Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Law. Delighted to be joined by Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, last time we caught up, I think it was Spence Crawford fight week. It's been a hell of a long time. You've had fights in between, but look, a homecoming, not just for yourself, but two brothers as well. Keon making his debut, Kelvin looking to go 14-0, and yourself on that path to become world champion. How excited are you to have this landmark moment in your career?
Man, this been 17 years of us putting in work, grinding it out. One of us left boxing, came back to boxing. Us left, two of us left our city. Now we had to move back to our city. Like this been a long time coming, man. Long journey, a lot of ups and downs, man. And the only thing we can do is be proud of ourselves that we finally here.
You often hear like that boxing's a lonely sport, and look, you have to go through your own trials and tribulations, but you get to share these moments, kind of thing, with your family and your brothers. How special is that? The fact that it's not just a moment for yourself, but it's everybody, everyone's involved, and all on the same night. Like you don't really see that.
Right, right, man. And like I said, it was a long time coming. And over the years, I was thinking about when it is my turn, how I'm gonna do it. And I got my sisters involved. They're gonna be doing. I'm not gonna say what, but they're gonna be doing something for fight night. Of course, my brother's already involved. Like entirely, of course I'm gonna do something for my mother. Like I got the whole layout of fight night. So ESPN, everybody watching ESPN tuning that night, they're gonna understand DB3 is a family, and it's of course it's three brothers, but it's started within the family, and y'all gonna see that night. It's gonna be special.
You mentioned family and ESPN. Oh, camera's just gone. After your
I
last
got a message.
after your last fight, you presented your grandma with some flowers. I remember ESPN captured that. How sort of good a moment is that? And how much of an important figure has she been in your life?
Oh, my nana, I mean, that's your nana, like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
she been a super important figure in my life, but I can't overlook, my mother's mother,
yeah.
and my mother's mother, she died of breast cancer. And she was actually like my mother, my
Hmm.
second mother, or Jackie was, her name was. And that's the grandmother I was living with. I basically grew up with. And I just want to, give her a shout out up here as well. But my nana, my grandma Jackie died, my nana, just took on the load of Jackie and herself, and she just been doing an amazing job as a grandmother, supporting us throughout our career, making sure we straight financially and everything else. So that night, I definitely wanted to make it special for my nana.
Look, it's going to be a historic night. Obviously, a landmark moment we mentioned for yourself, your family as a whole. Lemos comes into this, your opponent, very experienced, 29 fights, 29 wins, one defeat on his record. Um, is he the right type of opponent for you at this stage in your career before you make that jump?
I get the same question asked every time I fight. Is this the right point if I make that jump? Is this the big step up? Is this that? Is this that? This is another fight to me, bro. This is another fight to me. Lemos is a human, just like I'm a human. It's just the better man gonna win, and I'm the best man at 135, and I'm gonna show that November 8th.
You've all, in all fairness, every time I've spoke to you, you've said the same. Whoever you've been fighting, there's never been any sort of, oh yeah, he's a really big step up. He's a challenge. Do you go into there and just go, you know what, obviously I've got to deal with you, but you've got to deal with me. I'm the problem coming into this. I'm the one who's
That's
going
just,
to be dictating this.
that's exactly how I think. I always told my nana, she always like, "Oh, I'm always scared for you to go to the ring." I always tell my nana, "Don't be scared for me. Be scared for my opponent because I'm the one you need to be watching out for." You know what I'm saying? And I stand by that with anybody I fight from, from the number one, the world champions at 135 all the way down to the bottom. I'm gonna keep the same energy because just that's who I am.
I've seen you live in person. I think it was Oklahoma, and you put a performance on against a guy who was throwing a lot of punches, a lot of volume. You stay so calm in the pocket, almost like you've got experience beyond your years. Do you think that's that type of mentality, and obviously how you train with the people you train? Is that going to set you apart from all these other fighters in years to come?
Yeah, for sure. I was born with that mentality and being groomed by, fighters that was basically on a higher level than me and being groomed by them and learning off them catching experience. It just made my mentality even stronger and confidence. So first for starters, I was born with it. I always had that drive. But of course, we around other great people with the same mentality. They just take you to the next level.
Is it important for you to put on a statement? You know, it's rare that fighters get this kind of event. It really rare. Like you're in a fortunate position where, obviously you've worked and put the miles in over the years where it's opened doors, allowed you this opportunity. So do you want to, although the win's important, are you wanting to like, put on one of these displays that really does make a statement? You've done it before, but is it important?
I mean, always got to put on a statement when you get in the ring. I think that's not the right question to ask. I think this is the moment where I need to put on the statement because this is my first main event. This is my homecoming, and everybody is expecting something major. So I can't give them nothing less than that. But outside of that, every time I get in the ring, you enjoy me watching me fight.
Yeah.
Everybody enjoys watching me fight. It's like it's inevitable. But every time I step in the ring, it's going to be a great fight when you're watching Keyshawn Davis, and that's the reason why I'm having the main event only 11-0.
I seen in a recent video on the Top Rank YouTube channel, there's yourself and Shushu, Bruce Carrington, sitting down having that exchange, that talk, and you mentioned about wanting to become the face of boxing. Right now, two-part question: who is right now, in your opinion, the face of boxing, and what do you have to go to become that face?
I think the real face of boxing is Canelo Alvarez, honestly. And what do I have to do? I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing. I'm a very likable person. I got a great personality, and I can fucking fight, and I can knock you out too. You know what I'm saying? So you see that right there? It's just little shit like that. It's like I can be the face of boxing because I can fucking fight, and I bring that energy too. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta keep being who I am. I don't gotta do nothing else different. God bless me with this, and I'm just gonna keep riding it out until He don't want me riding no more.
Across this side of the pond, everybody obviously is aware of you. They talk about you. They have a passionate fan base over in the UK. Would you? I know you guys, travel and you fight in all kinds of different places. If one day there was an opportunity, would you like to come fight out here in front of the British fans?
I would love to fight in front of the British fans. I would love to. Like UK is like one of the best boxing fan bases is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to come out there and fight for sure.
Yeah, I remember when you had that fight in Oklahoma. I knew loads of people who had come out because one of the fighters on the cards was one of my friends, Maxie Hughes, at the time, and they were like, a few of them were saying like, who's when they were trying to get to know the undercard, and I just said, look, you watch this guy Keyshawn, look, he's different, kind of thing, and they were like, holy shit, and I just went, yeah, he's good, and he's not even the main event. So
Right. Thank you.
You have got support over here.
Thank you.
In terms of these big fights, you're always getting asked the same sort of question, but I've got to touch on it. You've had over the years, you mentioned different names, and people mention your name obviously as well. I think I was in the arena at the time. And you had your altercation with a Frank Martin kind of thing. You can't look past Lemos. You can't. This is your big night, your first main event. But all these other fights, they're there for you after. Seemingly, you would think. Is Frank Martin, Gervonta Davis, are these the fights after that where you go, look, let's go kind of thing? As soon as this fight's done and you do what you need to do.
Frank Martin, no. Gervonta, yes, because he has a belt. Meaning I'm going after the belt. I'm not going after no name. I need a belt to solidify Keyshawn Davis, the businessman. And then I can go after everybody, the names and this, that, and third. So Tank want to fight me, yes, I will gladly take his belt. But if not, I'm gonna go after somebody else who be willing to give me a shot.
That's a huge fight. When you look at in boxing, I know you're close to Shakur and a few other fighters, but when you look in boxing, especially with you coming through now, yourself and Gervonta Tank Davis is a mega fight. You must look at that and go, you know what? Although I can't look past what's coming,
Right.
get to that
No,
point.
no. I look at that and I say, whatever that man want to do, he can do whatever the fuck he want to do. I'm not looking at Tank like, oh, I gotta get that fight. Fuck Tank. I'm not looking at him like that. I'm me. I don't have to use him to build my name. I'm gonna build my name regardless. It would be lovely to get a Tank fight. If he want to fight me, I'm gonna sign the contract. But I'm not out here chasing after no goddamn Tank. I'm worried about the businessman.
So, in your mind, doesn't matter about names as long as it makes sense for you. Obviously, belts, legacy, it can be whoever. It doesn't have to necessarily be him because he's got a name. As long as you achieve what you want, kind of out of it.
The businessman.
The businessman. A lot of stuff happening in boxing at the minute. I can get your opinion. I'm going to ask you about this. I've asked a few people. Devin Haney's filed a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia. What is your opinion? I spoke to Eddie Hearn in the UK, and his words were, this could be a pivotal moment in boxing. When you fight a fighter who's failed the test, if they fail and you then take them to court, if something happens, like saying Devin's awarded something, he may not be. People might look at that in future and use that as a deterrent, in terms of if there is people who are taking this stuff. What's your opinion on it, if you've got one?
I could say like this. It been people out here that do take steroids, and you can tell that guy was off steroids.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually know a person personally that his career changed. He was the top prospect, doing great. He fought a guy with steroids, and it changed his whole career. It changed how he talked. It changed everything. So us seeing Devin Haney doing all of this with a person that had 0.1 estrogen, and we all seen that Ryan Garcia was still in there getting tired. It's like, bro, I'm sorry. There's no other word to put this. You're a bitch. Excuse my language. That's how I feel. You're soft. You don't know how to take your L's. You a person that been given everything all your life, a daddy's boy, making sure you've been straight all your life, and now you took your first loss. I feel like you don't really know how to take it. Granted, I wasn't in there fighting Ryan Garcia, but you asked me how I feel. You done took it always to suing and all that extra shit. I feel like, bro, you soft, bro. Straight like that.
Yeah. In terms of if you could look down in the future, no one can. In the next 18 months, if we were to have another interview, what would you want to have achieved in the next 18 months where we look back and go, I'm right where I need to be? World champion in the next 18 months?
In terms of boxing, man, for sure. World champion in the next 18 months. And big fights. Continue putting on big fights. Me and Limos, outside of, like, think about it like this. If it wasn't my homecoming, I was still fighting on co-main, me and Limos would be a big fight. And that's something that I set up. I sat the bosses down in top rank, and we got that together. You know what I'm saying? So either way, man, I'm putting on big fights, and I just hope the fans just keep tuning into me, because that's what I am going to do.
Well, look, Keyshawn, I'm looking forward to getting over to the States at some point. Hopefully we can catch up in person. Always a pleasure to catch up and speak to you. And we look forward to seeing you in the ring, doing your thing on what's going to be a huge night for boxing and for yourself. So appreciate your time.
Nah, thank you.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
Thanks, Matty.